Jerry asked me to say a few words this morning. The idea of a Bicentennial Plaza came up from a small group of people, Sandra Cabot, Sarah Menard, myself, that were looking at things to remember Missouri's Bicentennial. And one of the things that we came up with was having a Bicentennial someplace around town. And about that same time, the county was starting to tear down the county services building. And we thought, well, we just don't want a big flat parking lot, and so let's put the plaza here. We got strong support from Gary Nelson and the other two commissioners, both past and present. And so we designed a small pavilion and planting area. I have to give a lot of credit to my compatriot here, Lawrence Myers, who selected the landscaping and kind of handled the bartering for that. And then we'll have to thank a lot of people. One of the sayings we have is it takes a village. And when we go into some of these projects, it does take a number of people, a village, to accomplish it. Again, the support of the county commission. Wholesome, they've been very generous with their infrastructure funds that helped pave the parking lot. The Rotary Club, they stepped up. They had a local grant, and they also got a grant from their district office to help build this pavilion and the signage. They actually did the grunt work, the sweat equity to build it. I got to thank all of those people for making that happen. Master Gardeners of St. Genevieve County, they also gave us a grant. Thank Sharon and your team to help us buy this wonderful landscaping that Rob Roy put in for us. And then I'd also like to thank Sandra Cabot and the Community Development Fund for monies to help fund the landscaping. The only thing that's not here yet are some benches. We've had them on order for a while, and it seems like shipping is a difficult thing in the United States right now. So they're due any time, and so we'll have two benches, one on each side. But as part of the signage, it's really a couple of things. I know Gary wanted to have a You Are Here map so that visitors to our town can kind of acclimate themselves to where they're going to visit here. And we also have tributes to those people that contributed to this project. And on the other side, we have a plaque in honor of John Scott. And John Scott was very important to the establishment of statehood for the state of Missouri. He was our first permanent lawyer. He came here in 1805. He had been educated at Princeton, and he had studied law, and then he came here. And when we became the territory of Missouri, we had a delegate that went to the U.S. House of Representatives. Now, he wasn't the first one that went. A guy named Edward Hempstead, who also spent some time in St. Genevieve, but had moved to St. Louis, became the first territorial representative. But then in 1816 or 1818, John Scott became our territorial representative, and he was the one that was in Congress when all the petitions for statehood in Missouri, the petition started about 1815, and it wasn't until 1820 that they kind of resolved it. And you've all heard about the Missouri Compromise, which really delayed the formation of Missouri statehood. And actually, if you look on our flag, I think there's 20 stars instead of 21. And Sandra, I think, pointed that out to me one day. So we went and looked at it, and it was because they really had passed it in 1820. But it wasn't until August 10th, 1821 that the President of the United States signed Missouri into statehood. And I think it's very fitting. This is the 200th anniversary being celebrated all around the state today of the Bicentennial. And St. Genevieve has its own little Bicentennial Plaza, and it was an approved project by the Bicentennial Committee. So a great thank you to everybody that contributed to this. I think it's going to be something great for visitors and the community alike in the future. So I'd like to do a little ribbon cutting. If you'll all kind of come forward, I'm going to have the county commissioners.
Are you ready?
3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Got everybody here?
And on the whole thing. Yes, awesome.
Well, thank you all.
Thank you.